Behind the Shades.
I am Kristina Heagh-Avritt, co-founder of Vibrant Family Education, also co-host of Bringing Education Home podcast. We are a family development coaching business as well as education exploration. So Vibrant Family is looking at the whole family, the whole child, trying to help them figure out what kind of education is best for their child. And what I mean by that is some of us know that the public education system isn't quite giving our families what they need. And so sometimes they want to go outside of the box. They want to look at other alternatives. And I'm here to help walk them through that and kind of see learning style, sleep schedule, other things that kind of fit into how to help best educate your child and see what is best for the family. So they can find me, family, friends, guests can find me at Kristina Heagh-Avritt on Facebook. My DM is open. You can message me anytime. vibrantfamilyeducation.com is our main site where you can book a parent-teacher conference. And I promise to be a nice teacher in that parent-teacher conference, not a mean teacher. And then also bringingeducationhome.com is our podcast where you can listen and figure out what kind of education resources we have for people.
You heard it, everyone. She is one of those kind teachers, not that Wicked Witch of the West kind of teacher, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. So take us from the genesis of this. So what got you into this type of work?
Well, I have always wanted to be a teacher, and I've always been a teacher. Even when I was really, really young, I talked to my second grade teacher and said, I want to be a teacher so bad that I want to come back and I want to take your job when you retire. And my second grade teacher was like, what do you mean by that? And it's like, I love teaching so much that I want to come and be right here. And I get to tell the story because it's really awesome that I actually went all the way through school, all the way through college, came back to my elementary school, and I taught with that teacher for 1 year. As she retired, I was coming into teaching. We were in the same school building for a year. I got to help her retire. So in a way, I took her place, but not really. But it just goes to show that my passion has been there ever since I was really, really little. Second grade is 8 years old, right? And then also all the way through high school and everything, I was in all the groups that help students learn, help educate, teach, religious ed, all those different things that are in that teaching kind of profession. Then I taught for 27 years. So in the public school system, 27 years. 25 of those years was in the actual building classroom. And then the last 2 years, I was transferred to an online school, and that online school is always there. So even though it was during COVID, it wasn't the COVID school. It wasn't the teachers that were thrown into online education, right? This is the actual school that's there all the time for children who are medically fragile, people who are on sports schedules, gymnastics, those kinds of things that take them out of school way too much, or sometimes a behaviorally challenged that can't be in the classroom just because they just can't handle it, right? So when I got to that second school, that online school, and I got to see the beauty of coaching parents to help teach their own children and that connection that we were able to make, as well as the beautiful connection I was able to make with children online, even though it was through a computer because it was a smaller group, it wasn't 30 kids in the classroom, I realized that there was a way that I could go back to my original roots. So I had really gotten dissatisfied with teaching, a lot of it because political change, social change, just the way the classrooms are being run right now. Even though I was trying to be the best teacher that I could be, I wasn't able to reach families and kids the way I wanted to. And so when I got to that online school and saw this transformation of how people are more accepting of online or accepting of homeschool, and how I could actually make that impact that I really wanted and help families understand a better way to educate, it's like, that's what I need to do now. So I left teaching and started Vibrant Family Education.
For me, going through the education system, the teachers always felt like a second parent, right? Sorry, a second couple of parents, right?
Right.
Because they're like my mom and my dad in the traditional sense, but during 9 to 5 when I was away from them. And one thing I did notice is that as I got older in this education system, I began to become aware of exactly what you're talking about. It seemed like certain curriculum or certain classes would appear and disappear for reasons that weren't necessarily education based, more like political based, right?
Exactly.
But they were always important to me and always felt a high level of respect. When you were in the education system and you were one of those teachers, was there something that you experienced maybe firsthand where you're like, this is my breaking point and this is going to be my catalyst for actually starting and moving forward and giving education my spin on it because I feel it needs to be that way?
Exactly. And unfortunately, it was political. It was societal in a way. The year that my principal came and told us that, oh, if a child is having issues and it's a certain kind of issue, you can't go tell the parent because that's something that the kid needs to work out. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Parents should always be involved in their child's education. Parents should always know what their child is thinking, even if we might not totally agree with them, because parents are the first teachers and parents are the ones who are charged with taking care of that child. And I feel that my job as a teacher was absolutely to help support those kids and absolutely to help be a good role model. But parents are first because that's the way it should be. Now, there's always the legal, if they're abusing the child or something, that you have to go outside of that and take care of that. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that unfortunately are coming into the political and school system that parents aren't necessarily agreeing with. And in some ways, when we're being told, oh, don't talk to the parents about that part, it's like, no, that's not the way it should be.